Hello there, Running-ears. It's Manny again, and I wanted to make this video just as a reminder of stuff to do right now before Springtime Surprise, which is next week. It's coming really quick. And I'm not sure how the weather is in your neck of the woods, but I'm looking outside and it's kind of dreadful right now. Over here, it's kind of raining and stuff, so I wanted to talk about the weather. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. The subscriptions are going up thanks to you guys, but remember, this is your channel. Keep asking the questions. To me, that's the most important part. Keep asking the questions down below, but we're gonna get to the tips and tricks, some stuff that we're gonna cover about Springtime Surprise. If you're a newbie, if you haven't done it yet, if you're gonna be a hero this coming week, this channel is for you. So let's get right to it. So the first thing I mentioned was the weather. Okay, so right now it's raining, it's dreadful over here. It's gonna last till tomorrow, but it's gonna be gone. So I started looking because now we can start getting the projections, and I always think about a week before, we can start getting the projections of what's gonna go on. We get an idea of what's gonna go on at Disney World. Now this is the advice I'm gonna give you guys right now for what I see. It's probably going to be warm. There's a chance it may be cool in the morning, but I always call it's deceivingly cool. So that means it's going to get warm, especially once the sun comes up. So if you need to, especially the people that are coming from the north, any kind of cold weather running that you're still doing right now, you're gonna come down and it's gonna be an eye opener because you're gonna get hot pretty quickly. So if you're gonna have to wear something, make sure it's something that you can take off pretty quickly. If not, you're gonna start burning up pretty quickly. And with that said, right now it's not showing any chances of rain. Apparently it's all here, but take something. The rain ponchos at Walmart are like $2. They're the disposable ones. Take something like that just in case. I know I have a bag full of them, so I take them just in case because you just never know. The next thing you're going to have to do is make sure, to piggyback on what we just said, is pack. Make sure that you pack everything. I've done this before where I forgot my socks. Most of the stuff you can get at the expo. Running stuff you can get at the expo. You can get creams, you can get Advil, you can get that at the parks, at the hotels, at the resorts. And so you're gonna have access to that. But make sure, what I do is I make a list of everything I'm gonna need. And because it is a run and it is unpredictable, I'll take a couple of extra things, like I'll take some extra cold weather stuff just in case it gets too cool. We just never know. It's probably not going to, but make your list now. Make sure you check it all off. Make sure you see it in your bag, so that way you're set. The next thing is going to be the check-in pass. So we're going to take a look at a check-in pass right now. So when you log into your account, you should see this blue bar, Get Check-in Pass, and just click on it and you're going to get your check-in pass. So this check-in pass will be coming this coming Monday. So that is the 31st of March. Now, a lot of people will get up in the morning and think that it's right there. It's not there. It usually comes later in the day, sometime in the afternoon. So be aware of that. So a lot of people will start panicking. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. And then later on they get it. You should get an email with it also. But I usually go and I just log into my account and I'm able to see it. Now here is why you need your check-in pass, just in case you've never done this before. So we've taken a look at it. That check-in pass is basically to pick up your bib. If you do not get your check-in pass, do not panic. When you get to the expo, if you look at my expo videos, when you go downstairs, there is a place where you can print it out and you can sign it there. It's just basically having to do with your waiver. So once you sign your waiver, you go and you present that to them, and with your ID. So remember, you're gonna need your valid ID, your check-in pass and your ID. Make sure you have that, and you're gonna go there and you're gonna get your bib. Now, Manny, I'm running multiple races. Do I need another check-in pass? Am I gonna get extra bibs? So the answer is, it depends on how you signed up. If you signed up for the challenge, you should get one bib for all 3 races, maybe 2. If you signed up for different races, then you will get different bibs. So in other words, if you signed up for the 5K and later on you said, yeah, you know what, I want to do the 10 miler, and you signed up later on. So what happens is you're going to have 2 check-in passes, one for the 5K and you're going to have one for the 10 miler. It's going to have 2 different bibs. Now that brings me to my next point, is that you may have multiple check-in passes. If you signed up for the challenge itself, so you're doing the challenge, the 19.3 miles, you will only have one check-in pass. If you signed up for all 3 races individually, which can happen, then you're gonna need 3 check-in passes. Now also remember, you cannot pick up a bib for anybody who's an adult, so they have to be there themselves. If you're picking up a bib for a minor, somebody who is 17 or younger, then yes, you're the parent or the guardian, you can pick up their bib for them. So just make sure that you know that. Now there is emergency bib pickup most of the time in the information booth at the race when you get there. So if you cannot get there in time for whatever reason, go ahead and try this one. Now there is never a guarantee. So Disney does plan on contingencies, so I would reach out to them just to make sure, but it's not a guarantee. And people sometimes will abuse the system, and so this causes that causes Disney to just stop doing this. But please don't abuse the system, pick up the bib. Besides, it's worth going to the expo. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the virtual queue. The virtual queue is needed only for the merchandise part. So if you're going to buy some merchandise, especially on the first day, and it's basically only on the first day and sometimes not the entire first day, you're going to need the virtual queue to get in. With Springtime Surprise, ever since it started, the virtual queue by the afternoon is done. So you're able to go in there and walk in pretty quickly. But also, if you watch my last video, please watch my last video. This is the cool part about the hidden gems. If you go to the expo, you go into the merchandise part of the expo, I should say, which is the very first, the big stadium part. That one right there, you're gonna have picture ops. So even if you get your virtual queue for later in the day, you might not even need it, but make sure that you get that. But let's show you how to get your virtual queue just in case. So you're gonna have to get into My Disney Experience app, and you're gonna click on virtual queues. On race day, when it comes up, it's gonna say ESPN Wild World of Sports. It's gonna say join queue. Click on it and get in. So it's pretty easy if you have done any of the rides that have virtual queue. None of them have it anymore, but the last ones were Tron, Tiana's, and it was, Guardians of the Galaxy. Those were the last 3 that had them, and so they were gone already. But if you did that, it's exactly the same thing. So real quickly, I wanted to go over etiquette because it's harder for me to recreate the pictures when you're taking pictures and they're on the course. So I believe there's an etiquette when you are gonna take a picture and you're running. There is the green tents. What I always suggest, and I said it on my previous videos, and you're gonna be able to see it on that video too, run in and run out. Take a couple pictures. If you're gonna jump, that's fine. Just make sure that you don't, hurt anybody, you don't do anything. Make sure you look behind you. So make sure that you do all of that, and then go ahead and jump, and then get out of the way so that way others can get their pictures. Now, character pictures on the course are so darn cool. So I love what they do at Disneyland. You get to take 3 pictures and you're out. So if you want to do 3 different poses, think to yourself what you're gonna do once you get up there, take the pictures and get out. Because remember, proper etiquette is you're gonna take a few pictures. If you're sitting there taking your time, then people are not gonna be able to take their pictures because again, there is time limits. So what you wanna do is take a few pictures. I don't mind the group pictures. I look at it this way. If there's 10 people that come into a group and each one takes about 3 seconds, that's 30 seconds. If they all get in there and get out in about 10, 15 seconds, hey, I've saved myself some time there. So you gotta remember that. So if you see a big group, that's okay. They're all gonna go, they're all gonna come out, and that's fine. A lot of big groups have been doing it more and more lately. I think that's a really cool way of doing it, but please have the proper etiquette. I have done races where people stop and go, well, I want to do this. No, I want to do this. And then I want to do, and then they leave, and then they come back, and then, okay, after a while, you are ruining it for everybody else. Who I always tell people this, I try to empathize because you know what, it may be their only run, but they have to also have the knowledge that, hey, I'm holding up the line and so forth and so on. And there's other character pictures at the very end that you can take. So anyways, but yeah, just be courteous when you're out there to each other. Just have good etiquette. Don't be pushing, don't be shoving. Remember when it says, caution, course narrows ahead. Please, please, please try to keep your pace. Make sure that if you're walking, stay to the right. If you're jogging, stay to the left. But don't clog up the area. Please have good running etiquette. With that said, I see it more and more on social media. People are encouraging others to break the rule. I broke the rule once, so everybody can do it. No, guys, do not break the rules. There's a simple, bigger rule that applies when you start doing this. And that is, if you keep breaking the rules, guess what's gonna happen? Disney is going to make note that, hey, they're breaking more and more rules. So now they're going to get either stricter with their current rules, or they're going to have a really, really strong rule that they're going to enforce, and it's going to start diminishing the fun for other people. Things that I've heard of is jumping lines, getting into a different corral, sneaking into different corrals, just joining the course, running in and out of the courses. You cannot do these. These are rules that are made for our protection when we're running, and for the Disney cast members also. And remember this, every time you think you're the only exception, somebody else is going to think that the same thing. And then when you have 20, 30, 100 people thinking that they're the only exception, then you got chaos. And so please, please, please do not break the rules. I really encourage, if there's any other moderators or administrators of pages on social media, if you ever see that, please delete it. Don't encourage this kind of behavior. This is not good behavior. We want to have fun out there. So that's it for this video. I am so excited. I leave on Wednesday, and my favorite part, as usual, is just interacting with you. It is just so much fun interacting with you, even if it's at the airports, it's on the shuttles, it's at the resorts, it's in the parks, and of course during the runs at the expo, so forth and so on. I have so much fun, and as usual, I always tell people, or I always say this, hey, you know what, last one was the most fun, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, man, I had a blast, and it's because of you guys. Thank you very much for who you are. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, because it's hard for me to go over everything, but any specific questions, please ask them down below. Look forward to seeing you guys. Again, I'm going to put this, hopefully it's up, it should be up pretty soon, where you can click on it, and at 7 minutes and 30 seconds, because I did calculate, you're going to forward to about 7 minutes and 30 seconds, and that's when you're going to see Peg Leg Pete and improper running etiquette. So without further ado, thank you very much for your time. Create a magical day, create a magical run, and guys, see you sooner than later.